On this episode of Dirt Road Traveler, we're in Aswan visiting Philae Temple. Stepping off the plane in Aswan. We'll take little buses over to the terminal. So just an observation that it seems to be an international thing, that people jam right up against the luggage belt, not knowing when their bags are coming off. Okay, so we're on our way over to the island where our amazing CEO, our leader Michael, is going to give us a great tour. And we're going over in one of these crazy boats. Look on this wall, there's Coptic writing, Coptic crosses. Shows that graffiti and tagging's been around for centuries and centuries. So Philae Temple was built over about a 500-year period from about 200 BC to 300 AD. And then eventually the island that it was built on was covered in water as the Nile rose. So years later, well, thousands of years later almost, about 40 years ago, the temple was actually taken apart piece by piece and then rebuilt on this island. And you'll see through the rest of the little videos that the restoration work was amazing, and because of that work we get to experience this beautiful property today. Okay, timing's good because of the laughter. This is actually pronounced hot whore, so you guys decide what that means to you, but we're going in to find Bess. Now Bess was a little god guy who was responsible for looking after pregnant women and small children. So this right here could be him, but let's keep looking. One of the disappointing things about our history as humans, not just that the Coptics came and sort of took ownership by putting their symbols and graffiti on things, but also over the years Christians came and defaced a lot of the deity etchings to remove them, because of course, right, where the commandments say not to worship false gods, and of course the Christians believed that the Egyptian gods were false gods, so they were removed. As I mentioned before about the tagging, have a look at when this one was tagged. 1854, just around the corner we have 1867 to 69. There's a lot of other markings as well. Now understand that before this was excavated and moved to this area, this region had been occupied by the British, had also been occupied by the French during the war years. You know, some Italians were here during the war. So You know, there's been a lot of people through here, but interestingly, that there's tagging from over 150 years ago. It's kind of interesting. So, one thing we've already discovered about Aswan is it's very similar to Cairo, just a whole lot smaller. Okay, so now Cindy is in one of the shops shopping. I must say the shops in Aswan are beautiful shops. And this man, I just bought a t-shirt from his brother.
My brother, not me, huh?
I know.
Different business.
I know, different business.
That's
and you know, one cool thing about this world is it doesn't matter where you are. Kids are always kids. And they always do everything they can to have fun, whether it's a stick and a wheel, it's whatever it is, it doesn't matter. They just want to have fun. So we're just leaving the hotel on a Felucca, and we're heading over to a Nubian family's home for our dinner tonight. And the group is pretty excited. You know, they're looking a little quiet right now, but it's because the harbor itself right now, if you look in the background, is full of other feluccas. It's pretty impressive. And right now we're being serenaded by a couple little guys on a stand-up paddleboard, but they're sitting, singing to us. So there's something pretty cool about being on a felucca on the Nile River in the evening with a group of new friends that we've made here on this G Adventures tour. And this is going to be a beautiful evening.
Welcome to Alaska.
Off in the distance here, that short brown building is where Agatha Christie stayed while she was writing Death on the Nile. So we're in the Nubian Village on our way to our dinner. We have to walk this little bit, and it just feels like we've stepped back in time. The community has between 3,000 and 3,500 people, and there's a small school, obviously a mosque, and very rudimentary construction with the walls, the buildings. This is our dinner view tonight from the rooftop of our Nubian host's home. We're about to have a wonderful Nubian dinner.
Irargina urida agir ar baste burirge inshallah gitergo udirgina Rwanda yani gitero tade chiro udir ala tulargina urida agir arguna kachi malle na urida agir chiro.
To you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Andrea, happy birthday to you.
Tomatoes, green peppers, rice, chicken, pastry stuffed with cheese and tomatoes, no meat in it.
so good. So good.
Still welcome, guys, in Elephantine Island. We hope you like it here, and we are really happy to having you here. And Elephantine, by the way, is one of the oldest Nubian village here. We have a 5 or 6 village, very old village. One of them is Elephantine Island and Sehel Island, Hesa Island, BJ Island, Awad Island. These 5 are very old Nubian villages, and the rest of the village, because a lot of all the West Bank is Nubian villages, are belong to these villages. The people who live in these villages are belong to these villages. So one of them is Elephantine. And Nubian is 2 tribes, guys, Fajiki and Kinzi. Fajiki, they have their own dialect. It's language, but it's not written language. Kinzi, they have their own language, but it's not written language. When, for example, when I meet someone from the Fajiki tribe, I speak to him Arabic because we don't understand each other. I just know some word from Fajiki, but talking and speaking, no. So here, all the West Bank, all the villages here inside Aswan, all the West Bank is Kinzi tribe, like us. The Fajiki tribe, it's the people who's, if you heard about, as many Nubian people are moved from behind the dam, the high dam. When they built the dam, so the government built to them a new villages nearby Colombo, and they moved because the water, it will be, all the water, they keep it in the lake. So that means that their villages will be under the water. So the government built new villages, same as there. In Komombo, from here to Komombo is 45 kilometers to the east side, and all to the east side, all are Fajiki tribe villages, and to that side are Kinzi tribe villages. But 60 to 65% of these villages are Fajiki tribe. 35 to 40% are also Kinzi tribe. Not all of them are Fajiki tribe. Some of them also Kinzi tribe. So now they live there in Komombo. Also in Sudan, after Abu Simbel, the first, because after Abu Simbel is Sudan. Abu Simbel is the last place in Egypt. Yeah. Then Sudan. First big city, it's called Wadi Halfa from the north, from south of Egypt here, from the north, in the north of Sudan. Wadi Halfa, all are Nubian. Also Fajiki tribe. If you come down, there's a big city also called Dongola. Dongola, all are Kinzi tribe. So all these villages are Nubian, but Halfa is Fajiki tribe and Dongola is Kinzi tribe.
So we're heading back to where we can get the boat, and it was so great of Mohammed to explain some of the Nubian culture to us. That was called a G local living moment, and it's part of a non-profit that G Adventures has that supports local communities and entrepreneurship, and that's why we had dinner at Mohammed's house. So amazing that G Adventures is doing something like that in the communities that they take tours in to support the local economies. So that was a spectacular dinner, really. Anyways, hope you enjoy tomorrow as we move on to some more very cool adventures while we're here in Aswan.